It is our second meeting of the year, January 18th, our Sunday meeting, where we meet in the afternoon to allow people in other time zones to join and not be completely unreasonable time for them. Um, we have a few things to talk about today, but I want to start with talking about uh, a unique publication that started in roughly August of 1986, called Byte Power First Class Magazine. And this was a cassette-based magazine. You subscribed to it, you would get a cassette, and it had articles and programs that you could load, all displayed on your 2068 screen. And this was the work of two brothers, uh, Chris and Eric Boisvert. Is that right, Chris?
Boisvert. Boisvert.
Boisvert.
Yeah.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
French. I'm an idiot.
It's French. Yes. French from Quebec City.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wait a minute. That's a different kind of French, though. Um,
Yeah, it's a Quebecois French.
Quebecois.
It's not
That's right.
French. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not French French.
So, Byte Power, has turned up every so often in tape collections that people send me, and I've tried to archive what I have, but there's big gaps. Um, anyway, a few weeks back, I got an email from Chris saying, "Hey, this is me, and I want to archive the rest of this stuff, and I also want to join your Zoom meeting." So Chris is here with us today. Chris, I'm going to spotlight you, and
It's kind of hard to miss with the
right.
background.
And so Chris has put up a background from through the Fall '87 issue of Byte Power. So, Chris, the first thing that I ask is, sort of tell us your origin story. How did you and your brother get into Timex, Sinclair computers?
Well, interestingly enough, my dad was a technician at IBM, so he was really into computers and stuff like that. And then one day in 1981 ish, he brought a ZX81, and it, we had just moved from Quebec City to Toronto, and so that was, I guess, a little something that my dad wanted us to play with, just because we didn't speak English, so it
And
was a little difficult for us to make friends and stuff like that. So Eric and I decided that yeah, we're going to try to start programming on that. And a couple of years later, we bought a 2068,
How
and
old were you when you moved?
yeah.
we were well, I was 12. It was 1983. So 80, like a couple of years after we got the ZX81. Yeah, so that's basically when we started doing that. So probably, I would say, about 6 months after we moved, like we got somewhere around there, like we got the Timex Sinclair. It was a big expense at the time for us,
Hmm.
as two young kids. But my dad was interested, and so he just gave us the money, and then we went and got that in a couple games. So yeah, and then there's a bookstore in Toronto that used to be called the world's biggest bookstore, and that was the only place you could get Spectrum magazines, so from the UK. And so we started buying those, and we started programming, and that was it. I'm 40 plus years later, I'm still a programmer. I I work for a company called Hubble. Um, we make electrical devices and all that. So I do bolt-on applications for SAP
Hmm.
for Hubble Canada. So yeah,
Hmm.
so it's like it's something I've always like. It
Are you
it
still
it bit
programming in
me.
Sinclair Basic for that system for that
Oh,
company?
I wish that would be quite interesting. It'd be a little slow, but yeah, I mean it's like a Visual Studio, so I mean you can
Sure.
program in Basic if you want. So
Oh, that's hilarious.
um, yeah, so it's yeah, so I've been programming ever since. I never really stopped. I did a stint in web programming. I did a lot of back end stuff. Eric was really the graphical type of person. You can always see in his programs, his graphics were always, way better and stuff like that. But I was pretty good at doing, more of the background application kind of stuff. So,
Oh, wow.
funny enough, he's also a programmer. He's been a programmer, since then as well. And my younger brother is also a programmer. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah. My sister's not interested at all in programming. So, yeah, she's the odd one out.
So when did you get a 2068? And frankly, how did you guys
Probably.
share your computer?
Oh, yeah. We only had the one, so we were
Right.
just, yeah. We just take, you know, um, turns basically doing stuff, and we'd work together. Very often, like where we would have ideas, and then we'd be programming it, and yeah. So I'm not sure exactly how we did it because we really only had the one.
Right.
Like we couldn't afford more than one. So
Right.
Well,
yeah.
at that time, I remember like you were also using pencil and paper, like to write down your code and things like that. That wasn't unusual
Oh,
at all.
okay. So I have a pin that I have, and then I haven't brought it to work yet, but it actually I think I have it here. I'm not sure. I think it says, and this is true, and you guys probably may or may not agree with this pin, but I think it's pretty funny. It's very fitting for me. I haven't even opened it yet. I got it on AliExpress, one of my favorite places for junk. And I don't know if it's going to come up on the screen. Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking I was going to show this, and I've never actually taken it out of the package yet. So, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this.
I test in prod. Oh my God. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that shirt recently.
yeah. So that's how we worked. So I still work like that because I don't have time to program things twice. That's what I keep telling my boss. It's like, you want me to test it and you want me to, because I'm alone over there doing the work. So I keep telling him, you want me to test it and then publish it? It's like, no, no, I'm going to publish it and then test it. And if it craps out, then that's fine. So that's basically how we used to work. So I never put any ideas on paper when we worked like that. Like we would actually just do our stuff and then just work, just make it work. Just, you know, like we had the idea, it was only in here.
So,
Eh, yeah.
okay, so let, let's talk about, for instance, the background that you have behind you. Who did that?
That was pretty much always Eric.
Always Eric. Okay.
Pretty
And,
much, yeah. Very
you
rare
know,
that it would be me. I think I did the Santa Claus one.
okay.
Yeah.
And like the fonts and stuff, I mean, did he just sort of figure that out by hand or?
Oh, Eric was really good at that. Yeah. And, like Eric is can draw. Like he's an artist. Like he can draw really well, or at least at the time he did. He hasn't really kept up with that, but he was
Okay.
able to draw just about anything. So very smart as well,
Okay.
like programming wise. So
Yeah, because the artwork in it is usually pretty good.
yeah, yeah.
Kind of astounding for you guys, I assume you're doing this in your spare time after school and stuff?
Well, at the time I quit school. Same thing with Eric. We just finished our high school and all that, and I was supposed to go to college, but then we started this thing, and it was 3 years of my life that um, we were very busy, and then I ended up we
Wait, so you
stopped.
you did it full time for 3 years?
Yeah, yeah, it was full
Oh,
time. Yeah, uh, trust me, it took a lot of time to do all those programs.
Yeah.
We overestimated our capabilities at the time. Saying that we'd publish about 120 programs in 1 year, which was basically 10 per month, and ended up taking 3 years to do that. And in the meantime, also Eric
That's still not bad,
did.
by the way. 3 years for 120 programs.
Right.
That's
Oh yeah,
pretty
yeah. No,
good.
yeah, and that's just for the magazine. We also had other programs like, there was the Two Plus Fast, the Print Factory, and all the companions and all that. Those were all separate programs that we were working on as well, um, completely separate from the magazine itself. So yeah, I mean, that's all we did, like 24/7. I mean, like it was like we had the bug. So it just like it's just like it was nonstop for us. I mean, I remember I don't know how many nights we worked like throughout the whole night, like 24/7 kind of thing, like 24 hours. And we, at 2 o'clock in the morning, order some pizza, get delivery and stuff like that, and just keep going.
Wow.
And especially near the end of the month, right? Like you want like we got to publish and stuff like that. We got to prepare everything, make sure everything's working. So yeah, it was a lot of work. And then after a little while, a couple years in, Eric,
I do want to get to that. You said we got it published. How was it distributed? I mean, obviously I know on tape, but I mean,
yep, we had a whole bunch of tape decks that
Oh,
we would actually just do one master, and then there'd be like, I think it was six, so we were doing six of them at a time. And I think it wasn't a very very large number of people that we were that were subscribed. I mean,
do you have an estimate? Was it 100, 200?
I think we were somewhere around 100.
Okay.
wow. Okay.
So yeah, yeah, it wasn't huge. Like at the time, I'd wish that Timex hadn't screwed around with the spectrum and then left it the way it was, so that we would have been actually able to publish in the UK as well, and in Europe. So I think it would have been a lot bigger, and that's why once we were able to publish in spectrum stuff that but it was a little bit more difficult than just that. So yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
but
still,
yeah.
still 100 people or 100 subscribers for a two-person shop. That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of work. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how we did it because I couldn't do that now. I don't know. It was just being young and stupid. I don't know. I don't know. It's the best time to do it though, I guess, when you're young and stupid, like kids, right? It's
Young and
best when you
infinite
do.
energy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like you don't stop. So it was really quite different. I mean, yeah. So I was 17, 18 then. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I just can't believe that even after 40 years, that there's still people out there that are, looking at this stuff. That just amazes me. So it's like I'm going like, so out of you guys, like how many of you guys actually knew about it at the time? Just to get an idea. Probably, I would say probably none of you guys, or
Oh,
I
I
would.
did.
Yeah, I
you
was gonna
did,
say I would,
yeah,
but Paul would. Paul would know. Yeah.
In
yeah.
fact, some of the tapes I sent Dave were yours.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's
Okay,
right.
so you subscribed, or you purchased
We ended
some of
up
the
with him
tape.
one way or another.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
And
you'll
the
get all
official
of them
tapes.
now. You're gonna get all of them now. So I've got all 12 issues, uh, neatly set up and all that. I've got the 2 Plus Fast. I've got the Print Factory. I'm working on the companion, although I saw that it's on the website, so I might just start using that as well. But I just want to make sure they're all packaged properly together.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I just the only thing I'm going to need now after this is where do I send that stuff, and how
Yep.
big can it be?
Right.
Because
Right. I'll give you a Dropbox.
it's a few hundred megs, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I'll give
yeah,
you a
yeah,
Google Drive
yeah,
place to go
a
to.
place to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mainly for me, the reason I contacted you guys is because I want to make sure that it doesn't just disappear, because these tapes, they have a finite lifetime.
Mhm.
I'm actually surprised that after 40 years, these tapes were still okay. They were kept at my dad's house at the
Mm.
address that we used to work from. And just one day I told him, I says, I like, do you still have 2068 downstairs, and he says, I can't find it, but I've got all your tapes if you want them. So I said, okay, well, let me have them. So he gave me like 3 boxes full of stuff,
Wow.
and so I've been wanting to do this for, I don't know, 3, 4 years. Eric
Yeah.
had started probably about 10 years ago. He just never did anything with it. So
I
Do
can make
you,
one small suggestion for you.
sure.
I used banana boxes to ship to Dave. They're double walled, double sided.
I think Chris is going to do digital though. So,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I do have some material that's like written, like, or
mhm.
printed, that I wouldn't mind to, giving it to you guys. Like I've got like covers of like the cardboard that we would put in the
Oh,
albums.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So stuff like that. I've got stuff. I got one of the ZX81 packages that we had, which it was all my doing. That one. That's like there were games and stuff like that. I have a couple copies of that. I'd love
Oh,
to
cool.
send those over.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they're okay. I'm going to try to transfer those as well. I mean, I don't know how well that's going to work. And then again, I don't know if the tapes are good, but yeah, I definitely want to make sure that you guys get that stuff, that it basically just stays out there,
Cr-
for others to enjoy. And if someone can use them, sure.
Chris,
I just don't want them to die.
are you still in the Toronto area?
I am, yeah, where like Pickering is just
Okay.
outside of Toronto where we
Yep.
were, and
Yep.
I'm in the region of Oshawa,
Okay.
where the GM plant is in Ontario, like in Oshawa, Ontario.
Yeah.
So I'm close to that. So about 20 minutes away from my dad's.
Okay.
So we didn't go very far.
Well, I'm in Buffalo,
Yeah.
so we're not
Okay.
very far apart,
No, you're not
relatively
far at
speaking.
all. Couple hours. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, do you remember Gladstone Electronics?
Yes, I think that's where I bought my TS 2068.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we bought games from there. It was on which Avenue? Bayview Avenue, I think it
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it
So
was. Yeah, it's long gone now.
right. Right. And they were, a stereo store too, weren't they?
I believe so. Yeah, they were like electronics kind of thing, and then it was like the only place you could go to get it in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I remember actually going, and yeah, we were so excited, and we bought like one game I think with it, which I still have. It's in one of the boxes.
Oh,
I've
that's
got
amazing.
those. I've got. I was looking at them and well, like I didn't remember that we had so many games, but we have a few. They're all for 2068 too, not for the Spectrum. So
So,
yeah.
you know, were most of your subscribers in the US or
There were mostly in the US. We had some in Canada. We didn't have anybody else. I I don't know if we had any in South America. I don't really remember.
yeah.
But yeah, mostly US. A lot of Canadians as well.
Oh,
How did
wow.
you get the word out about your magazine?
TS Horizons
Oh,
was one of
okay.
the publications that I remember at the time I spoke to Stephanie because I wanted to find out what the pricing was for advertising, and so that's how we started.
And
And
do you remember what the pricing was? I'm just curious. No. Okay.
couldn't tell you, could
Yeah.
not tell you. That's numbers from that far long. It's just yeah, I don't remember that. I don't think it was super super expensive. Um, the thing is, we had already also subscribed to their magazine,
Mhm.
so we just figured, well, it'd be a good place to advertise. So we advertise quite a bit, like pretty
I
much all the
I
time.
don't remember, but was it expensive to send stuff from Canada to the US? I mean, obviously it would be more expensive than sending within Canada, but
No, actually, you'd be surprised. That even today, like shipping stuff to the US is actually so for me to ship something to you in Buffalo would cost me less money than me shipping something to Vancouver, Canada.
well,
It's ridiculous.
okay, that's strange.
Yeah.
So
So
I don't know if
so
you see.
to answer that question, not really. But as like, 18-year-old kids, I was that was money, right? I mean, we were living with our parents. It was more of life experience kind of thing. Take a sabbatical, like, instead of going around the world, visiting places and stuff like that, we just programmed and, had a ball doing that kind of stuff. So it was good, very good experience. I mean, that's what made me what I am today as a programmer. So all the experience that I have and all that. So yeah. So I guess that was worth it.
I bet you don't stay up all night anymore, though.
Uh, I, I do. I do.
Oh,
I do. I work very often. I work late and or on the weekends. But
Mm.
that's because I like programming. I still love it. Like, I mean, it's always been my favorite thing. Like I said, I used to do web stuff, which was all in Perl, which is
Oh,
basically, like a C type language. It's just the thing I do.
yeah.
So Ajax as well was great.
Oh my God.
Um,
Yeah.
JavaScript, yeah, all that stuff. I stopped doing that because it was just getting a little bit too competitive, and I just wasn't into it anymore. And so I did have my own company doing that for about 7 or 8 years, and then I went back to the regular workforce to work for the man. So, because working for the government is not good. There's too many taxes. It's easier to just work for someone else. They take care of a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I've looked at several issues. I wish I'd known that this was coming up. I would have taken some more time to look at some issues closer. But over the last few years, I have looked at some issues and posted some stuff about what I've seen on our discussion forum. And I always thought that your subtitle of your magazine was ST Class Magazine, meaning you were comparing yourself to the Atari. So I
No,
didn't
no,
understand
no. There's a
until just,
one. There's a
yeah, I
one
see
under
that
the.
now, but I don't know
Yeah.
how I didn't see it before.
No, a lot of people
So,
didn't. A lot of
oh,
people didn't. We
okay.
so many people were going like ST Class Magazine. I was like, it's not ST Class. It's First Class. Yeah, that was a faux pas on our side. We should have actually moved the logo down a bit. But when it was published, we were just like, yeah, whatever. That's
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
we'll
what is the
just tell people.
actual title? Is it Byte Power First Class Magazine?
It is, yeah, it is,
Okay.
yeah, because it was a first class magazine. It was top notch.
This is not disputed.
Yeah, no, no, that's what we're trying to say at the time, right? So it was, yeah, but yeah, the logo placement of the Byte Power is kind of like, yeah, in the wrong spot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not
yeah.
picking on it. I just didn't understand.
No, no,
Mhm.
that's what I said. I mean, we realized it, much later. It was too late, and so it's one of those things. Like, why are people saying ST class? It's like
Okay.
it's first class. Yeah,
Well, it also makes sense to be called ST class because it is it's interesting to compare the time frame when you were making this. I
right.
mean, you were making it quite late, and the Atari ST was out. And I
Yeah.
don't know how popular it was in Canada, but it was popular enough here in America,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. No,
much more popular overseas. But
yeah. There was a lot of, yeah. I mean, we had the Atari. Uh, I can't remember which one it was, but Eric actually bought one of those. He hated it, and then he switched it to the Amiga,
okay,
Mm.
don't
the
blame them.
Amiga 500.
Yeah.
So he did a lot better with that one. But yeah, we played games on that mostly. We didn't program on that one.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah.
oh, okay. Uh Gustavo, is your question when did they first get their 2068, Gustavo?
No, hi. No, when
Hey.
Chris prepare and send to the street the first number of the publication or the
Oh,
magazine.
it was November 86. No, sorry.
August.
August 86.
Yeah.
August
Oh,
86. Sorry, I've
nice.
just got a tape right here of November 86. That's because that one's giving me trouble. So yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know why I had that in the mind, but yeah, it's yeah, the first one was August. So we had it probably in the works in March, April, I think, at the time. And it took us a bit because at first we had it on paper and stuff like that, and then so we had to procure a photocopier and stuff like that. So things didn't start exactly. It wasn't supposed to be August as the first issue. It was supposed to be a little bit earlier, but when we published by the time that it was coming out, it was August. So that's when we started, and then we so for the first, I can't remember if it was two or three of them, they were on paper, and
Oh,
then we moved them all to digital, which was a lot better for us, and it made more sense as well because it was still a tape, but you also got a paper magazine with it,
oh,
and the paper
interesting.
magazine was just
Oh,
not, yeah, it was just not, it was not easy to make, like
No.
to make sure all the pages were right, and we spent a lot of printer ribbon printing that stuff. So it was getting expensive. So and we thought, why not do something better than anybody else has been doing, and let's put everything on tape. That way, if you want to print it, you can print it. You don't have to,
Yeah.
right? So
so David, are any of those issues, the paper issues, archived on your website?
No,
Because I don't remember seeing
I didn't
those.
even know about that.
Okay, I didn't. That's a
yeah,
surprise to me until just now. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Because the thing is, yeah, I don't even know if I have any. I would have to look in the box,
Yeah.
see if I have any. If I do, I will absolutely send them to you,
Oh, wonderful.
because I obviously I have no use for those, but it's yeah, it'd be kind of cool to do that. If I don't have them here, I'll check out my dad's, because I mean I know he kept a few things just for himself.
Right.
So I still think he has the 2068. He just doesn't want to give it up. So
Who can blame them?
Right. It's his
yeah,
favorite computer.
yeah. I mean, we had the 2068. Then we had the Larkin.
Yeah. Yeah. At a certain point, you got a
Um,
Larkin system because you wrote
yeah, yeah.
that disk
I
utility
wrote
for it.
I wrote a lot of stuff for that. That was the kind of stuff I really, really liked doing. So I did like a whole DOS thing with that. That
Yeah.
was pretty cool. But that's where we had a lot of our stuff at the end. I don't think that we have that cartridge anymore. So all those discs, I have some of the discs, but there's no way for me to do anything with them.
Well, so
So I was
actually,
glad that I had the tapes.
if I'm trying to remember if I've done this or not. Um, I have, I have at least one, if not several of those discs because you sold them through
Right,
RMG, Rod Gowan. I don't know if you remember
right.
him.
Uh,
And at some point, his stuff ended up being, distributed throughout people, and
Yeah,
some
we
of his
did
stuff.
we did have them on disc, like for Larkin.
Yep, yep.
Wow.
And I yeah, we didn't sell a whole lot of those because not a whole lot of people had the
Right, there
the
was
the system.
only a few hundred
Um,
folks. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's I mean, I remember talking to Larry actually. He used to live close to Ottawa. Um, and I think it was Canada or something like that. That anyways, it was. I remember actually talking to him, and it was long distance at the time. We didn't have cell phones, so I
Right.
remember actually talking to him the one night for a couple of hours, just shooting the shit with him, just to find out how his stuff works,
Yeah.
and he's the one that actually helped me understand how it worked, and I did a whole bunch of stuff for his system, and we were trying to sell his system as well as part of the offerings that we had, to see, like I think, I don't know if it was just the machine,
I
just the
remember,
the
yeah,
board and
you
all
had
that,
an
or if it
ad.
was the whole computer.
Yeah, yeah, you
I
had an
can't
ad that
remember.
it was like,
Yeah,
the discs and
yeah, it was like
the
300
whole.
bucks.
Yeah, right. It
It's
was a
like
good
it
deal.
was,
I mean, for the
well, yeah, it
time.
was pretty expensive still, but I mean, I think we sold maybe a couple of those, just the drives themselves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My dad was really good at getting that stuff because, working for IBM, he had uh, some places you knew where to get, 3.5 inch drives and 5.25 inch, double sided, double density or whatever, like flip the drive.
Hmm.
I remember he actually brought some 8 inch discs at home.
Oh my
I'm going
gosh.
like, I don't think we can actually run this. And yeah, those were big.
Yeah.
Those were great. Never tried them, no. Never
So
tried them on that.
a lot of the programs on your tapes were games
Mm.
because, people like games.
Yep.
But you also did like a spreadsheet.
Yeah, yeah. I did
And
too, actually.
right, I'm looking at the listing for the one called Spreadsheet 2. So that implies,
Right.
a non-2 version, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the one
Um,
was called Just Another Spreadsheet, I think,
just
and then the
another,
other
oh,
called
okay. I wonder if that's
Spreadsheet 2. Yeah. Yeah.
so,
I think the number two actually was a little bit faster than the first one.
and
And these were
do,
written mostly in BASIC or
yeah, so,
It was basic. I mean, we did actually do a lot of machine language as well, like direct machine language.
yeah.
Eric actually was writing a compiler, but then we found one from a company, I think in somewhere in Toronto, that
Oh,
I'm not sure.
probably
I'm not
Time
sure if it was
Machine.
the time machine. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the one.
Hmm.
And so then that allowed us to do both Timex Sinclair 2068 and Spectrum. So that's what we were using. So we would actually write in, yeah, oh my God.
Can you believe that?
Um, yep. Yeah, I was looking at all those this week, the past couple weeks. It's like I'm going like, oh my God, this one had a little bit more flair to it than
oh,
the
it has a
first one.
cursor.
Yeah, this is
Like,
Yeah,
non-trivial work here.
wow.
yeah. So you could actually use your joystick or a mouse, like these special mice that were basically like a
Oh,
joystick.
yep.
And so you could control it with that. You could use a Kempston joystick. You could use a cursor joystick. All sorts of stuff. Like that's stuff that Eric did.
Wow.
Yeah, he was really good at that. So there's a lot of code that we actually wrote in the background that we ended up using in our own programs, and then we also use them for in some of the tips, like some of the examples that we were giving people to show them, hey, this is how you would do this.
Mhm.
And then so like a lot of the stuff, like we were giving the magic away, in the magazine because it's there's no point in us like just keeping it. So that was yeah, Pasta 80. Oh, I've never heard of that one.
Oh, yeah. No, no,
Yeah.
that's yeah. Um,
Was that from the UK or was that
that's a well, it's David is actually asking. I don't know if you've heard about this thing called the ZX Spectrum Next.
right?
It's a FPGA machine that
Right, right.
some folks have been working on. It's in its third round of Kickstarters.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah, I
about to
heard
wrap
I
up.
heard about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
So that's what that okay.
yeah, and David's asking about this compiler that would work with that, but
Okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody here has used that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, yeah, we were just writing in BASIC. We did have our codes as well in machine language, like the stuff that we
mhm,
needed to go really, really fast. That was all written in machine language. And Eric had actually started writing his own compiler, but it required sort of a dumbed down version of BASIC.
mhm.
So something that was simpler than what the actual uh, Sinclair Basic was. So we ended up actually going for the other one, for the Time Machine. It was just as quick, and it was easier to use for us, for speed. So yeah,
I'm going to share
So
but that
another
was
David,
that was pretty cool.
is that archived on the website?
Time
No, actually,
Machine.
that's not something that we published.
Well, I
Oh,
mean, to
the Time
David.
Machine.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
it.
Time Machine's available.
Is it,
Yep.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
yeah.
Uh,
It was a really really neat program. It worked really well and absolutely sped up the execution of your code. I mean, a lot of the stuff, if we didn't have that, there's no way it would have worked. Like
yeah,
the games would have been like really slow
I'm going
and
to
stuff
show
like that.
another.
So
So this is one of your games.
yes, it was. Oh my God.
And so this
You know
is,
what?
just the splash
It,
screen, but
yeah,
sort of gives a hint.
this one is funny because this was actually modeled after I had an aquarium, and that sunken boat was
Ah,
modeled after the sunken boat in my aquarium. It looked exactly like that with the mast and all that broken, and then little treasure in the middle and stuff like that. So, I was looking for, graphics and stuff like that. So I did all the graphics.
oh, wow.
Um, Yeah, so it's that one is one of my it's not the best game. It's pretty simple, but
Mhm.
I really enjoyed making that one. It's one of my favorite ones that I did. There was that one and Mr. Butterfly. Mr. Butterfly was the biggest one I made.
Mr.
Um,
Butterfly. Okay.
yeah, Mr. Butterfly was like all the graphics were made by me. It was a side-scrolling kind of like
Oh,
Mario type of idea.
okay.
Um, and like yeah, it was a side scroller kind of thing. And
Okay.
yeah, that one took me forever to make. And it was not the fastest thing. And the graphics were I thought were pretty cool. And so that was my most favorite one that I did,
I
like as
think
far
that
as
must
games.
be on a tape that I don't have yet. But I'm going to show another
It's
one, which is
possible. It's possible. Yeah.
a little simpler. This is from an earlier time, the year before.
The
This is
year before.
86.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the um, what's the word? Politically incorrect type of game that I don't want to see that one. That's the
Oh,
cowboy and
because of
Indian.
Cowboys and Indians. Got it.
Yeah,
Oh, is
yeah.
that
I
what
was
it
like,
is?
I was like, oh
And
my God, no.
and typos.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that was a game that I'd seen on TV. Like at the time in the 80s, you could actually call the cable company, and they had games that people could play
Oh, I know what you're
on
talking about.
using their phone. And that
Yeah.
was a game that I sort of like ripped off, like the idea
Are
off
you
of
talking
that.
about
And
something called in America? It was called TV Pow. So you would just say something like "Pow," and they would press the fire button for you. Is that what you're talking
oh
about, or
no,
is it
no, no,
something
this
more?
one was like on the phone. Like you had to have a touch tone phone, and you can
Oh,
control it with the
Wow.
actual tones.
oh,
And so you'd enter stuff. It was pretty interesting, but it's like it was very difficult to get in because it's like maybe two or three lines that you
Oh,
could and then it'd be like hundreds of people probably trying to get in. And then once you got in, it's like, oh my God, and then you play for a while as much as you can, right? So
yeah.
that was sort of ripped off of that. Like that was one of my first one. I think also that one I did do on the ZX81. When we moved here, my dad also gave us a 16K module, and I was able to then have enough memory to make that game, and I just sort of like transferred it to the 2068.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah,
You guys also did
in retrospect, it's not my favorite game. It's just a little politically incorrect.
Oh, wait, here's another one. This one's probably less worrisome. But I mean, this is the graphics
Yeah,
are on
yeah, that's
par with
that's
other, commercial games.
yeah. Eric was absolutely phenomenal. Like he was able to like bring in ideas and do stuff.
oh, look
Like
at that.
it was just really really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was able to, and the thing is, how limited we were with the graphics, right? Where the color was a
Yep.
square and stuff like that. And that's one of the things that Eric was like really good at creating spots basically that you wouldn't see it.
Yeah, there's a little
Um,
nice shading here at the, for
yeah,
the top of the
yeah,
tree limbs.
He
yeah.
Yeah.
had a better
So
eye.
yeah, oh, he did. I mean,
That's
like I said,
that's the term.
yeah, yeah. He's always been
David,
like
what was that game called?
Conflict.
Conflict.
So
Okay.
it
conflict. Yeah,
says you guide Bouncer, the character, through the evil land of Galna and to find magic pills to increase your firepower.
It's always an evil land. There's always
It's
an evil
always an evil
land.
land, as opposed to the,
yeah.
the
And
very
it's
nice
always
land.
these weird names too. It's like I don't know what these places are.
Oh, this one. I love this. I love one of the graphics. Hang on, just let me bring this up. So the graphic on this, the one graphic is kind of simple, but it's this other illustration that is very cute. So, a
Oh
simple sort of
yeah.
bombing
Yep.
program, right?
Yep.
Except
Yep. That's
this.
yeah.
Oh,
This is the little splash screen, and
Yep. Yep.
picture the guy in futuristic world with a bubble over him. Just
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Firing the
imagination.
missiles.
Yeah, the imagination
Yeah.
is very, very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure where I got that, but yeah. I mean,
and
obviously
thanks for
the
bringing these up, David. It's very cool to see these live
Yeah,
while we're talking.
Yeah, the context.
Yeah,
Oh, so
yeah,
I have another thing to share. Let's see if I can find it.
yeah.
So before we
I
started,
mean, this brings back so many memories. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's
um,
all good memories too. That's the thing, right? Like we had a lot of fun doing this stuff.
so
Um,
Chris, you did a program, I think on, like you said, one of your last tapes called The End,
mm,
which was at like the end of the cassette, right? It's the last program on the
right.
cassette. And it has this wonderful drawing of the two of you,
Yeah,
which is there. And so,
yeah.
as per the drawing style of, people of that age who are not super confident in their ability to draw hands, one hand is behind the back.
Well, that was yeah. That was all Eric. That was all Eric. So, in this one, Eric is actually going like this, and I'm just going like this, right? So, because yeah, the face I did, but Eric did the rest, like all the the feet and all that, and the second one, like the for the winter 89, sorry,
Yeah.
uh, Eric is only going like this too, because at that point there was so much stuff going on in the screen that like there's the end that's like spinning, there's words like flashing at the top, advertising all the different products that we had and stuff like that. So we had decided, okay, yeah, we don't need to go like this as well. Like
Oh,
it's
so
it's a bit
that screen
much.
is actually animated then.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a,
yeah,
I
yeah.
Oh,
just
We're
don't.
both like like at the end, the last one, we're both going like this.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was just our way to say, hey, that's the end of the tape. Yeah, there's, it's not a bonus program. It's just like, yeah, you've reached the end. Like, so it's always
Now
a
get the hell
D.
out of here.
Yeah, it's like that's it. That there's nothing else to see. See ya.
And so when, what was it, 89-ish? How old
Yep.
were you guys in 89? Like about 19 or so?
Well, I would have been 20,
Okay.
20, 21.
Okay. And rocking the full beard, as it
Oh
were.
yeah, 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 yeah. And then let's see. Yeah, I mean, I was born in
Well, you both had,
'69,
according to
so
the
that was
drawing, you both
20.
had
Yeah.
full beards.
Well, I mean, it looks like full, but it was more like a little sliver. I couldn't quite grow this area here, and it wasn't quite that far down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as it receded, it actually started going down, and then further down. So yeah, which I hear it's normal.
Right. Right. Oh my God.
So yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, about 20. Eric would have been probably 22.
okay.
Then I started working at a place called CompuCenter, selling computers. Um, then
That was probably a dream job for you.
I was actually, it was kind of
Yeah.
cool. It was kind of cool. And I was really good at it too. So I think I worked there for about 5, 6 years. It was
Oh,
just like a Radio Shack type computer place, right? That was a Canadian competitor, if you want.
Yeah.
And that's where I met my wife.
Hmm.
And then she ended up giving me a job at another place called you may have heard of that place. That was an American company. It was called Maricel. That was
Mm-mm.
a distributor. It was same as Ingram Micro.
Okay.
We were number two, I think. We might have been number one in the States, at least number one in Canada. But then something happened. Like we went on SAP, and then we basically just went out of business. So then I ended up working for myself, um, and yeah, I did that for about 7 or 8 years, publishing web programs. I did like a whole bunch of web stuff, and then yeah, then I just decided to go back to work, and ended up in
That's crazy.
Hubble land. Yeah,
Wow.
still
Wow.
as a programmer. I
besides
didn't
on
start as a programmer there.
sorry, besides on the Spectrum, did you make games for other systems, or was that like your one game in your system?
That
And
was, yeah, that was the one game place. I mean, we sort of diverged after that. Like like Eric went to he ended up working for Celestica, which was an IBM company. He I guess he fell off the magazine kind of thing. He did help complete. That's why it took a little bit longer, because at year two he kind of stepped away. So I was like basically the only one trying to get the magazine fully out. It took a little bit longer than I wanted. And then in '89, that was it. Like I myself got a job, and I never really did program that way for games and stuff like that. So I went like I did web stuff, and then even at Maricel I did more like CRM or CRM, yeah, CRM stuff. Stuff that they didn't have. Again, things that certain systems don't have, like SAP. It lacks a lot of stuff. It's great for the warehouse and stuff like that, but it lacks a lot of stuff for RMAs, quotes, and stuff like that. So that's what I do at Hubble right now. Like I'm basically the master of like data, and I help them do their work without having to do through like 10 different screens in SAP. So as a programmer, I mean, like I'm in the background. I'm not I'm not doing games. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I don't really miss doing the games, like per se. I mean, it was fun doing it, but I don't play games. I'd like to pretend that I do. Like I've got a awesome PC and stuff like that. Like I got a great video card. Lots of RGB in there and stuff like that. It looks really cool. But I that if it's seen about 2 hours of gaming, that's about it. Yeah, it's mostly like just me programming, doing work.
Wow.
That's about it.
So that must have been a lot of, sort of pressure and, um, well, like you said, very difficult when your brother
I,
decided to,
near
put it
yeah
down.
near the end it was difficult. I mean, the biggest problem was that I knew that it was no longer sustainable, because of the fact that like there's no way I was going to be able to make that many programs.
Yeah.
And we did reach out to other people to say, hey, if you have programs you'd like us to publish, like we would buy them from you. And we only got a few of them, like two or three. So it's like, that's not, you can't sustain that 10 or 12 programs per month. So we ended up like missing out like a couple months here and there. So it's yeah.
Um, at some point, your loader, you had the menu thing that loaded at the very beginning.
Mhm.
And I feel like when I was working on archiving these things, at some point it became a little bit more of a challenge
A
to
very big
separate
challenge. Yeah.
out the individual programs. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yep, yep. I had the same issue. Now, the one thing that I have the most issue with, it's not the fact that because I mean I knew how the system works, so I was able to see the end of the program and stuff like that. Some of them I did miss, but most of the time I got it. But the one thing that you will notice when I give you all the programs is that uh, from the time that we implemented the 2 plus fast, the double speed tapes, the
Oh,
tape
Oh.
version, so the dot tap ish files don't work anymore. You have
okay.
to go to the TZX files, otherwise it will not load, because it doesn't it,
Ah.
it doesn't pick up the fact that they're fast loading. So it just basically just sort of spins around and just doesn't do anything. So I don't know if it's just the quality of the tape that does that, or if it's just
Oh no,
the
that's a
age of
fail.
the
That's
of
a
the technology.
Yeah. That's why the TZX format exists to
Right.
handle
Yeah.
these sort of non-standard things.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
TAP,
Because that
well,
one that one works fine. That one
yeah.
absolutely works fine for most of the time. Yeah. Where the
Well, what
tape,
tool are you using? Can I ask to
uh, I just use the TZX tools.
TZX tools? Yeah, that's a good
Yeah, to
one.
do the tape files. But the other one I use a TZX make, I think it's called,
Mhm.
like whatever actually David was showing me.
Oh, okay. Well, you got
Yeah,
some good advice then.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. I
Even
mean,
despite
it
that it was
seems to
from
work.
David.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what? He all he did was just show me the things he used, and I was just able to pick up from there. So the tape files is the one that actually I was like the most confused, because I'm going like, what's the point, right? It's like, why do we need both? Because the TZX files work absolutely fine. Why do we need the tape files? So I kind of went like, well, I guess it's just something that they do standard. So I just
Mhm.
did them,
Yeah.
right? I didn't really ask any more questions, like, like, but there's a couple programs in there that were not compatible. I was not able to take them from the tape and get them to go to a TZX file. I had to go to the SZX file, so the snapshot.
Oh,
Like the I think the super budget, I was not able to get it to work. It would just crash. So there's a call in there that actually just either doesn't get loaded properly
yeah.
and it just craps out. So I just did a snapshot, and it's nice and small file, and it works perfectly that way.
Yeah.
And if you use Fuse, it'll just work, right?
Yeah,
So
right, right.
there's a couple of the exceptions, and then one in November '86, the Music Comp, which is I don't know if it's a composer or compiler. I can't remember. I haven't really read the instructions on it, because some of the stuff is that was Eric's program. But then I saw Music Comp 1.1, so I kind of went like, who cares? 1.1 is a lot better, anyways. So
Right.
I'll just leave it alone. So that's the only one I could not transfer. Period. And then I think the only other one that I have that I left as a WAV file because I couldn't do anything with it uh, was, I can't remember now, but there's only one. And it was just, yeah, I just went like, yeah, I'm not fighting with this. I mean, it's working when I loaded directly in Fuse
Yeah.
as a WAV file, but I couldn't get it to transfer. So maybe something with the TZX GUI that could work.
You
Maybe
know,
there's
Chris,
something
if you
that we
haven't
could do.
deleted the WAV files already,
No,
it
no,
might
they're all
be
there. Yeah.
okay. It might be or if you send them to David, that would be advantageous because like some other
Well,
people might take a
you'll
look
get
at them.
the ones that I couldn't do, but you'll also get the raw
Okay, good.
WAV files of the whole tape.
Yeah.
Okay,
Period.
great.
So a
I'm
lot
glad
of
to hear that.
those, a lot of those I actually just recorded, and then I cut the program, so I know they
Good,
work.
good for you.
So
Good for you.
yeah, so yeah, no, I'm like I'm offloading these tapes to you guys for safekeeping. So yeah, you guys are going to inherit this from me, um, because I'm not gonna play with them.
Mhm.
I may look at them, but at least I have them as digital files.
Right.
The tapes themselves, to me, after this, are not really worth anything. You know what I'm saying? It's
So,
like they're not because I just want the digital, um, I guess the programs themselves to be out there.
yeah,
Period. So it's not that I don't love these things, but it's been 40 years. Maybe it's time someone else enjoys them more than I do, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yes.
yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that actually I just looked at this. I don't know if you can see this. This is actually
Oh,
it's not gonna work. Yeah, let me get rid of my background. Hold on, because that's pretty funny. Don't blur my background. Can you? Yeah, so you can
Yeah,
Oh,
you
see.
look
can.
at that.
If you hold it
Oh,
closer to you, it'll work better.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so you
So
guys digitized pictures of yourselves for
yeah, yeah,
this? That's
yeah.
cool.
So, but there's nothing on this tape. It's
Oh,
just a demo. Yeah, it's just a
oh,
demo. Like this is when we were playing around with the some kind of a scanner, and also the labels, to see if the labels fit properly
yeah.
and stuff like that. So we were just looking. Yeah. So I mean, I've got another one that was pretty cool that Eric did. There it is. There it is. This is the kind of stuff Eric would do.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Right.
okay, so how did you guys, what did you use to produce these labels? Your 2068 or something else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I
And
said, all the programs that you see that we published, every single one of those programs is something that we use for real.
okay.
So the Print Factory, was what we used to print labels, to print ads for magazines,
Oh,
to
wow.
to print the actual instructions. Everything that we did was like there's like I said, we just gave the magic away. Like we didn't we didn't keep anything for ourselves.
That
Like
is,
it wasn't the point was not to just like awe people and then just never give them the secret. That's it, for us was like, well, like, if you look at some of the sound examples that we have in some on some of the tapes, right? One of them was like a helicopter sound. So
yeah.
and it, with the noise and all that, and it sounds like a helicopter. Well, I use that in construct, which is that was one of the programs that we published either earlier or after. Um, for there was a like a wah sound
Uh-huh.
that I published as an example, and I use that in I think gravity, zero gravity, or something like that, like where it's like that's what it does. It was wah, wah, wah. So it's just everything is in there, like all the music that we did, everything was in there. It was for people to build upon if you want. Like
Wow.
anything that you got that like you bought, like the print factory, you could actually print like this stuff, like no problem. It's not. Stop doing that. This is not anything magical. And we had a dot matrix printer because lasers were
Yeah, yeah. So
Right. Yeah.
what
right.
what printer did you have and how did you what
Oh
interface did you
God.
use? Do you remember? Okay.
The Airco. It was the
Airco.
Airco interface.
Okay.
That's why we have the Airco driver.
Okay.
Um, that was pretty much the only one we had. But I mean, a lot of them were I think were compatible.
Yeah.
So there's yeah. So I think mostly that. I can't remember the printer.
Okay.
I'm thinking it might have been a Fujitsu or something like that,
Hmm.
like one of those big 132 column.
Oh
Like it
boy.
was a big one.
Nice
Noisy.
and light.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Noisy. Yeah.
noisy, and like I said, the ribbons were pretty expensive. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like to print something nice, we'd have to go over more than once. So that was
Hmm.
one of the things that we implemented in the print factory, so that you could actually get really nice dark graphics. Because you know how like a dot matrix, it's pretty light. I mean, what you saw there on the tape was just a one pass.
Yeah.
But if you look at some of the instructions, if you saw the originals, you would see that they were like dark, like a very dark blue,
Yeah.
because it was like just gone over like three, maybe four times even,
Wow.
just to make it look really good. So
I've been
yeah,
thinking about your challenges with transferring stuff that was like your double speed instead. And
yeah,
I remembered that one of the things that I have done is take there's a poke, I don't remember off the top of my head, but
right,
there's a poke that you can do with the 2068 to prevent the auto run. And
right.
what I would do
I
is
remember that. Yeah,
like I would load directly from the WAV file into Fuse and make sure that it didn't auto run. And then within Fuse, I would set up a new I can't remember what it's called, but essentially a new tape, right?
right,
And
right,
then save the program from Fuse, which saves it in a tap format.
right, right.
Uh, which is probably what I'll end up doing with, with your
Right. So that's the other thing too. I one of the things that we did is a lot of the programs you could break into so that
Mhm.
you could actually save a backup.
Right.
So very often
Oh,
it's like line 9999
Very
or
common. Yes, a lot of
9000.
people did that.
We would actually say, hey, you wanna save it for later, like on a different tape or whatever. You can just break the program, and then just
go to nine nine
go
nine or
go to
something.
Yep.
yeah, you just run 999, and then so if you wanted to save it on the Larkin disk system, you could, right? That type of stuff. So that's there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't remember all of it, but I do remember that we did a lot of that for a lot of the programs that you could just save it to something better, because yeah, tapes are not the most and the tapes on my machine, on the tape decks that we had might not play that well on yours
Mhm.
because I don't know, yours is older or mine's not quite, the azimuth is not quite in the right spot, so you don't get the full spectrum of the sound and stuff like that. So that was always something that we thought, yeah, let them save it. I mean, they bought it, they have the tape, they can duplicate the tape, so
So
go
the
for it.
funny, ironical thing about what you just said is
Hmm.
that on those later tapes where it was more difficult to convert them or something, I thought you guys had implemented some sort of, copy protection in order
Yeah,
to,
no.
minimize piracy.
No, no, it was not at all for that. It was a cost saving measure so they could use smaller tapes.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yep. Well, I mean, that way we didn't have to buy like 60-minute tapes. We could buy 30-minute tapes, right? So 15 minutes on each, right? So a lot of the tapes are maybe 15-ish minutes.
Yeah.
So that way, we could buy the smaller tapes and then get them. Uh, well, first of all, it'd be recording faster. It did have an issue though that we got a few bad tapes, so a few people would write back and say, "Hey, your tape didn't work." Like, so we would send them a new one and stuff like that. So it did cause that, but it's in the long run, I mean, it is a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, like for tape files, like the dot tape files, it's completely useless. It just does not like it at all. But the TZX files seem to take it no problem. I think we had done some weird stuff too, like because you could see the colors are different as well. I think we were able to change those, which was kind of cool. So like we could make it a little darker and or lighter so that it wasn't so glaring like when it's like on the sides and stuff like
Right.
that. So it was yeah. So but that was yeah that the two plus fast um, program was mine.
oh, you wrote that yourself.
Yep, yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
figured it was a utility you guys bought.
No, 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 no. This
Oh,
is something that I farted around with the load and save routines, and I basically just tinkered with it until I got it to work. Uh, it was almost 100% all the time. I mean, 3,300 baud was like pushing it big time. So, two and a half times was like you had to have really good tape, a really good, otherwise it you would get a lot of errors. But 3,100 was like quite acceptable for what we had. So it was at least half the speed, to the half the length
yeah.
of tapes. So, but you could go, like just a regular, you could go a little bit faster if you wanted. So I can't remember what the minimum was, but uh, I'm assuming it was something like 14, 1,500, something like that, maybe 11, something like that. I can't remember, but it was,
So
you could go a bit faster.
did you load, in order to load these faster tapes, did you have to load
Yeah.
a special
Yeah. It
loader?
was something that was in the background. So it would reside in high memory,
Oh,
like,
okay.
right. And then I think you could also customize it so that you could load it somewhere else. So I think that's part of the tapes I'm going to send you. It's like the actual program. So because you could basically customize it, put it wherever you wanted, and then so that way, it didn't like if you had code way up in the 64,000, and you didn't want to load that at 64,000 as well, it's like because you overwrite your code, you could load it at I don't know 40,000,
Yeah.
right? So whatever you were okay with, right? So even if you had a big program, you could load it on screen, like at 16,384 and then do whatever you wanted with it, right? So
Wow.
it was kind of odd, like the way you could do that. But yeah,
Relocatable
so
code is very nice.
yeah, yeah. So it was just a few pokes that you had to do, and you could customize it. And again, this is the one of those that you just run 999, and it would save the code the way you wanted it, customize the way you wanted it. So you just load it, and then you'd load your program, and then you could save your program in two plus fast, like in the
Wow.
in the right code.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what you get when you see these tape files that don't work for you, or they either look like they're working and then they come up with a 00, like okay
Yeah.
00.
Yeah.
That's basically it didn't relocate the code properly. So it doesn't crash, but it doesn't run. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Wow.
So yeah, so those ones I basically just took them out. I said, no, I don't want to give those out. If you guys figure it out, cool.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, it'll be
yeah,
figured out. It'll be
Yeah,
figured
yeah.
out.
But and so in that case, I would have loaded, I would load the menu program and then let it load the subsequent program and then break into that and then save that in
right. So
all in
yeah,
Fuse.
so the way the program the load program works, right? I don't know if, oh, sorry, you're talking about the 2+ fast?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So 2+ fast is a very small utility, right? So for us, it's built in the loader.
Yeah.
Right. So that's, yeah, sorry, I thought you meant the loading program, like the magazine itself. Because I was going to say that does use that, but it uses it kind of funny, right? Because it uses a regular part and it loads a couple different pieces of code. One is all the graphics and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
then you see it like start to load again. That's the articles, all the text and stuff like that. So I was going to say that's if you stop it too quick, you'll miss the articles and it'll never load properly.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you're able to break it, like some of the programs you can, some you may not be able to. But if you can, then you just look for line 999. Some of them may be hidden because there's code in the first lines in the REM lines.
Yep.
So it'll look obfuscated if you want, like it's not like it doesn't look right. But if you list like 9,000, you should be able to see that stuff, like all the ways of saving it and all that. But for me, what I was hoping to do at the time is when I had some loaded, as I was gonna try to then stop them like you said, and then try to save them as a WAV file from the Fuse program. I don't know if
Okay.
that's even possible,
Yeah.
so that you would get a pure tape, one that has no wobble or anything in it,
Mm.
right? So
Well,
that you could then go
once you
like,
create a TZX file, you can create a WAV file from that using the TZX
but is
tools.
it the same as the original, or is it like a
Sup-
pure?
it's supposed to be. I
Yeah,
mean,
because if it's the same as the original, then you're gonna have the wobble. You know how
well,
like it's
no, it's supposed
still
to
No,
be
quite
with.
even.
it recreates it from memory, not from the
It will
Oh,
be
okay.
clean. It will be
yeah.
clean. And I think there's an option to
Introduce
not
wobble.
do square waves.
No, yeah,
No,
I don't want wobble.
no,
Yeah,
no, no. There's an option, I think, to make the waves rounded instead of square.
right, right,
Um, and you can, and the TZX tools work with tap files as well.
right. Yeah.
So you could
Okay.
do it from a tap file, I believe.
From a tab file to a WAV file, and then you have
Yeah.
a. Okay, because that'd be kind of neat to be able to. Well, I mean, you've answered my question anyways. It's kind of like redundant to try to do that, but it would be kind of neat to have a perfect tape, where it's like
No, but that's
you
what you
record
can
it now.
do. Just like you
Yeah,
said, you could make
yeah,
a clean audio file from it.
Well, it's not redundant at all because like when I was like to load programs onto a real hardware, if you don't have a special device or something, you have to load it from a tape. And loading
right,
it from a clean WAV file is the only way to do it. And if you just have a TZX file, you can't load it on a real hardware.
Yeah.
right. Okay, so yeah, well, I mean, that does answer my question. So doing it the way we were doing it, it works. The only problem is, yeah, the ones that are with the 2+ fast, almost impossible um, to get those ones to work properly on my side, anyways. So, but if you're able to break them and then create
David,
a
I
tab
think
file, have at it.
David, I thought your method was to use merge. I wasn't aware of a poke.
To stop them?
I might have used merge, but I think that there is a poke. I vaguely recall
Okay. I
reading
never
that
heard of the poke,
somewhere, and
but
I'll
merge should work.
merge would work. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do
But
remember some poke that we could use to stop the tapes.
but
Yeah.
you would have to, if you use merge, you will have to then manually load any code segments that
That's
are
right.
loaded.
Yeah.
And then it's useful then to know, the address and length so that you can save them. So if you have the save statements in the program, those will contain the lengths and addresses.
yeah, usually it takes care of actually saving the whole thing for you.
So if you don't have the links and addresses known from a code segment, and the loader just says load code to automatically load it, all the code in the same length, you can use then a header
Yeah.
program to go through the tape and tell you how big everything is. So then you can have the addresses and links.
And to your point, Ryan, that's another thing that I would do is I would load up a header program in one version of Fuse
Yep.
and use that to just sort of catalog the tape. And in the
Right.
other instance of Fuse, I would use that to
So
extract.
yeah, I did that. I would just go through one showing me the information, if it's data or character array or whatever it was, and the addresses and links, and then
Right.
and the other fuse is then loading the segment into memory, and then I would resave it. In fact, in one instance, I did that with Fuse in a Spectrum mode, so I could then save the things to a virtual microdrive and then come back later and divide them up.
Oh, that's smart.
So
too.
so I have to ask you, like, where can I get that shirt?
Oh, that'd
Well,
be
it's
me.
David.
I made those shirts. We
You did? Okay.
a bunch of us
I
went
love
to
it.
VCF Midwest this past year, and I there's a these online places that make
Right, right.
the iron-on things, right? And so
Yeah.
I got a bunch of those and bought a used heat press, and as my wife tells
Okay.
it, stayed up one
Yeah,
night making a bunch of
yeah.
shirts.
Well, they're cool looking. I like them.
I could arrange for one to arrive at your house.
Oh, okay, cool. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. So yeah, though. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll be more than happy to send you guys as much stuff as I have here um,
I hope
to.
you find those paper or
Yeah,
newsletters
I'd
as
be very
well.
curious.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look. I've got,
yeah.
like I said, I've got a box that's got a lot of papers.
Okay,
So some of them are printouts of ads that we did,
nice.
stuff like that. And yeah, so I'll just bundle up something and then just get it to you guys.
Cool.
I think I'd rather it be in your museum than in my it's
Shoebox.
somewhere in my basement. Yeah, somewhere in my basement in a box, like rotting away.
Very
Like I
cool.
said, I just want it to be available out there. I mean, obviously, people have you know done some of the work, which is great because at least some of it is out there.
Well, that's how
But
your son found it, right? Is that correct?
yeah, yeah, he was looking at a review of Byte Power magazine,
Okay.
and he's like, "Holy cow, this is a good review!" And it's like he's like, and all of a sudden he's like, just looking up on Google, and and he's like, "Okay, so tell me about," and then AI came up with something, and then he found your website. He goes, "Yeah, like these guys here, right?" And I found another one as well, which I sent the same similar note. They didn't respond, but David responded like within the same, like within 24 hours. Like Dave was like, "Just yeah." So I'm like, okay, cool. And that made me super happy. I mean, my kids even said, "Oh my God, this is like so funny to see you." Like, I was like a little kid, like back, in that time, like being all excited about like my magazine. So, yeah, I just want it out there to, and there's, several gaps in the publication on your site
Yeah.
that needs to be remedied. So obviously
Yeah,
I'm going to
fix
do
that,
my best
David.
to,
Yep.
yeah. So, well, I did, like I said, I did a lot of the work. Like pretty much everything is all separated. You get you get the, like I numbered them as well. So 00 is a magazine itself, and then one whatever to whatever is all the way up to the end, and then you have the raw tape file
Nice.
for you to be able to do whatever you need to do with it if you need to. So I'll as soon as you give me a place to send it to you, I'll send you all those digitally, and then we can talk about the rest of the stuff, for mailing and all that. But absolutely, I mean, I just don't want it lost,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So yeah,
And that's my passion is making sure that this
Yeah,
stuff
I
is not
mean,
lost.
like I said, I mean, I love that part of my past, but it's not, for someone else to be able to enjoy it, that I'd rather have that than, than just disappear and nobody ever gets a hold of of what's out there that we published.
Yeah.
And I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my brother Eric too, right? Because he actually, when I told him last Saturday, we went out for dinner, and when I told him, I said, "Hey, I found this, you know, this website," and I said, "I talked to the guy, and he said, yeah, I'll take I'll help you do that." And he's like, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "I've been wanting to do that for a while," and I said, "Well, I'll send you the link if you can make it. Cool." And but I hadn't heard from him after that, so I figured he's probably just too busy. So his
He's
loss.
staying up. He's programming right now.
Yeah, that's one of those things where all three boys are programmers. So yeah, and we
So
all work
I have a couple of
pretty much
questions
from home.
that we haven't even covered at all. Um,
Sure.
so did you guys communicate with anyone who was locally to you who were fans of the system? And also, did you get feedback?
Yeah. Did anybody ever show up at your door?
No, well, I don't mean that
No,
exactly.
no, no,
Like
no, no, no,
David.
never, 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 except for the postmaster. Because there's a while that we were having trouble uh, creating the magazine. So, someone had said, "Hey, you know what? Like these guys, like they owe me some magazines." So they came to
Oh,
our house to inspect. Right. So that's the only time we ever had someone come to
what does
our
that mean to
Yeah. Yeah.
inspect? What do you
Tell us
mean by
that.
well,
that?
they wanted just to make sure that we weren't like gone, that we weren't a scam, right?
Oh,
Because this is when we were starting to like go like a couple months and then a quarter, like some people got a little bit upset, and
sure.
and we tried to explain to everybody, but some people got a little bit upset, and then so they did complain, and so yeah, we had a visit from the postmaster just to make sure that we weren't a scam, and then we showed them everything that we had and how we were working, and they said, okay, that's fine, then don't worry about it, and
Hmm.
that's all. But yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of people around except for I think the Time Machine guy was like in Toronto, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. And then the Larkin was the only other people that I really dealt with that were close enough to
So
say
there was
that
no
they
user
were.
group or anything that you could attend.
Oh no, no, they there were, but we
Oh,
weren't really into the a lot of the user groups. I don't know when the Toronto user group was formed at the time. I know I totally missed it, but I was in a couple other ones.
okay.
That I think there was one in Vancouver that we were part of,
Yeah.
and probably a couple other ones. But we were subscribed to a lot of the magazines, like whatever we could find at the time, and then again, like we'd put some ads in there. And then
I
we were gonna go to one show one year, but it didn't turn out. We didn't have the money, so that would have been cool.
I actually took a load of merchandise up to Toronto one year
Yeah,
and had a show and tell and sell.
Where?
show and tell and
What?
sell. Yeah,
What was it? A Toronto user group event or something else?
Yes, it
Okay.
was organized by Hugh Laurie, Hugh somebody, Hugh something. I can't remember his last name anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Took the
yeah. So
family and loaded up the wagon, and they all had to sit in a second seat because there was no room in the back.
yeah, too much stuff. Yeah.
And drove across the border like that.
Well, it was probably a little easier
It was
Yeah.
at that
Back
back
time,
then.
then.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately for me, I mean, any of the shows or whatever, it's like it's almost impossible for us to go. It's just some of the stuff that's going on right now, right? It's just like I don't want to go because I want to be able to come back. So
Right.
yeah,
Hugh Howie, Paul.
There you go. That's it. He's the guy that complained about his parents.
Okay.
What does
He was
that
in his
mean?
mid-70s and they decided to move in with him.
Oh. Okay.
oh
Okay. Very funny.
So
Well,
they immigrated from England or Scotland.
oh, um, Adam, you said you had a couple of questions?
Well, yeah, well, the other one was about feedback, which I guess you must have not gotten any because you didn't say you
No,
did.
we did get feedback. No, sorry, we did. Sorry, I
Oh,
forgot to answer that. We did get a lot of feedback from people sending us letters and stuff like that. So we
oh,
did.
okay.
Yeah, we had a few people that were like big fans and stuff like that. I don't know if it's because we gave them free magazines and stuff like that, but like still, I mean, we had a lot of really good reviews and stuff like that at the time. A lot of the feedback were from some of the magazines, like I said, Stephanie, and I can't remember the guy's name, her husband. They used to
Oh,
love
Time
the
Designs. I
yeah,
think of
Time
what you're talking.
Designs, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So those guys, yeah, they liked our stuff. They were quite impressed with it. Again, Larry Kenny from Larkin was absolutely like a big fan. Yeah, we had a few people. I mean, I just don't know where they were all from. But a lot of them were from the States. We did have some from Vancouver. For some reason out west, like I don't know, like out east, nobody.
It was a
Like
big user group
yeah,
in Vancouver. Yeah.
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 But yeah, I guess Toronto people are just not very friendly. I don't know. I don't know.
The Toronto user group started in like 82
Yeah,
or
I
so.
must have missed it because it's like either they weren't advertising the way some of the other ones were, because I never like I would have gone to those obviously. That would
Yeah.
have been a lot easier, right? Because it's like it's just not down the road, but it's pretty close. So I really don't know. I really don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of those things that just right under the radar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, that's pretty wild ride, Chris.
It was, yeah, it was. Just to think that, like I said, 40 years, like almost to the month,
Yeah, yeah,
because
that's
like I
right.
said, we started early, probably like we were trying to get it to, something April, May kind of thing. So we had already started. So yeah, 40 years ago. It's like yeah, like I said, it's um like incredible to me that there's still people playing with this little computer and having still a good time. So and like I said, I haven't had the 2068 in years.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where ours is, and I like I don't have any hardware. So I was like, the reason why I was asking you to help is because I didn't have a hardware, and I'm like thinking I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Right.
But like when I saw all that stuff, I just went, oh, okay, well that's fine. I got my old tape player, and I just started doing it, and it was just like old times. I spent the whole night doing it, not going to bed till like 2 in the morning.
Oh my
And
God.
ordering pizza at
So
2, and your wife was like, "Come to
well,
bed."
yeah, no, I didn't order pizza. Like that would have been a bad idea.
Right.
But yeah, it was it was very similar to what we used to do. Like I'd hear that sound too, like on some of the tapes, because I would listen for the wobble, right? And it's like you'd be and then
Right, yeah.
Hmm.
that type of. I was like, oh my god! And then I showed my son. My son's the one like, what the hell is that? I go, that's how we used to transfer the programs. He goes, but how does that work? I go, it's like just bits. And that's it. Like
It's
he's like,
magic. It's
I
magic.
don't get it. I goes, yeah, it's just sounds. And he's like, okay. I go, it's kind of the same now with like hard drives and stuff like that. It's just a little different, but it's the same kind of idea. It's like, it's not, it's magic. So
Yeah, yeah,
anyway, yeah,
exactly. Hmm.
he
Yeah.
thought he thought that was pretty cool. So, but yeah, yeah, I owe him a big one for that one because he's the one that sort of like rekindled the idea of like, getting this out and then because like I said, it's been years. I've been wanting to do this. We talked about it. I swear, probably about 20 years ago.
Wow.
My
Well, I
brother
hope
and I.
you and your brother, since you're obviously local, since you have lunch with them or dinner with them last week,
Yeah.
I hope you can get together and like look at some of the magazines together and just chat about it
Well,
because that'll be
now
fun.
that I have every single one of them, next time he comes over, I mean, that's all we're gonna do.
Oh,
Like
Nice.
I'm
okay.
gonna go, remember
Whether
this?
he wants to
Remember
or
this?
not.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. It's gonna be like a bad like family photo album kind of thing. It's like, yeah, you have to sit through that. And it's like listen to the music too. Woo! All those screeching sounds and stuff. Wow, yeah. Yeah, no, I think he'd probably get a good kick out of that. And then showing his wife as well. Like even my wife hasn't seen a lot of the stuff that I used to do. So
Was she
it'll
even
be,
aware that you had this magazine with your brother?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, she
yeah.
was.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She was absolutely aware of it. Yeah, that's why she knows we were big nerds. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, just horrible, horrible nerds. Just yeah. I mean, I got tapes. I got everything. I've got so much stuff here. It's ridiculous right now. Looks like a bomb exploded. Like a 2068 just went, had babies everywhere. It's just like just you know,
Oh my God.
it pooped tapes everywhere. That's all it
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
just everywhere.
Well,
So yeah.
thank your son for me, man, because that's without him, we wouldn't be talking today.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
will. I will.
that's
I'll tell him that
fantastic.
you guys thought he was pretty cool.
Well, don't go that
That'll
far.
make yeah, yeah.
We don't want to
I'll
swell
just
his head or
yeah.
anything.
Hey, the big nerd said you're kind of cool. Yeah, no, it was a pleasure really like to be able to come on the Zoom meeting with you guys and sort of like see, tell my story kind of thing. It's kind of neat. It absolutely brought back like a ton of memories. Going through the tapes and even talking to other people that had the same interest, perhaps not at the same time,
Mhm.
but definitely the same type of interest. I mean, it's one of those things I still look for, a working 2068 at a good price. They're ridiculous right now. Like
They are
I've seen
ridiculous.
some for like $600, and I'm like,
Wow. I'm
yeah.
gonna sell
So
mine then. Forget about it.
yeah, yeah. Uh, so yeah, but I'd love to actually have like a retro machine, and do that. I might have to
Well, in
just
some
go
ways,
with
Chris, they're not all they're cracked up to be. Like, unlike the emulator, which
no, yeah,
works, you've got to
yeah,
keep them
yeah.
going.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm thinking
yeah.
maybe I should do that with a Raspberry Pi or something like that.
Hmm.
Well,
Get it going, make it, put it in a case, make it look like, and then just
Oh,
yeah. I'm
you're
sure I
talking
could find
Ryan's
those.
language. Ryan runs an emulator on his Pi, but
Oh,
he also
oh
has
yeah,
a physical machine. Yeah, but he's got
yeah, yeah.
Ryan. You do it on RP 400, right?
Oh, the keyboard.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I've got a 5 now, but
Oh, five. Okay.
Okay,
yeah, I had a 400
and
before.
it's strong enough for
So,
that, no problem, right? I mean,
oh, for the
like to
emulation,
yeah,
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 yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'll have a couple going sometimes. So it's kind of like as if Sinclair Basic was just a windowed app, just fire one up.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but I have a keyboard that's labeled uh,
The
that
same
helps
as the old
that
one.
help that helps a bit. So
That's
I got
one
some
thing. Yeah,
stickers that I
yeah.
put on a key set.
I mean, I only remember a few of the keys, and that's I mean, I'm going like, okay, how do I edit a line? I'm like, oh my God, I can't remember. So I can remember run because that's the easy one.
yep.
Uh,
Just are.
list on K, which makes no sense whatsoever, and then L for let. Um, yeah.
Hmm.
So
Well, it's
So,
just that let is more common. K is next to L. That's why it's
yeah,
K.
yeah. I mean, you know what? At the time, we were extremely good at the keyboard.
Hmm.
Oh
Like
yes.
it was never a problem. But now it's like, oh my God, it'd probably take a few hours to get the
Yeah.
hang of it
Not
again.
too long. Not too long.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
That'd be
just,
kind
just
of
like,
cool.
people forget like looking the first time they looked at a QWERTY keyboard and they tried to type on it, they were like, what the hell is this? Just any keyboard, they didn't know how to use a keyboard, so you had to learn.
Yeah.
It's just a different
Or
kind
if
of
you go
keyboard.
to a French keyboard, the AzerTy keyboard, right?
Mm.
And be like, what?
Never used
like a
one, but
different,
yeah, I've seen them in pictures.
yeah, the Dvorak or whatever the other ones
Hmm.
are. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, there's a reason they're like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you've never learned on it, I mean, I've never learned keyboard either. So I mean, I'm a four finger
Oh,
typer. Yeah, I'm
oh,
pretty quick, but
yeah.
it's like I've
It's
never.
better for you actually because you don't hurt your hands with your wrists and stuff and
Oh
get
yeah, I
carpal
just to me
tunnel
it
and
was just like
RSI and
I'm just as fast as far as
mhm.
writing stuff, and like not looking at the keyboard and having to hit the delete key like 5 million times, for 2 words. Like no thanks. I'd rather look at the keyboard and type it in properly the first time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
when I use the 2068, I have to look at the keyboard, and
yeah,
sometimes I have to take out the little command list that I have, the shortcuts, so I can look at it. So oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to look for, you know,
yeah, yeah,
'cause it's
yeah, yeah.
So,
That's yeah.
and Ryan here, he lives local to me, and he comes over and he'll start using it to show me like we have some hardware that's being developed, or not me personally, but it's being developed, and he's working on it, and he'll be showing it to me, and he's just zipping around the keyboard, and I'm like,
Yeah, like
I'm
the
like,
actual
how
proper
is he doing
keyboard. Yeah,
that? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, the proper keyboard.
yeah. That's yeah. I yeah. At the time, I remember we were like just like it was no big deal. Like it was just like
Right.
yeah, that makes sense. It's like
Mhm.
why have one key for one thing when you can have like less keys and then do everything.
Yeah.
Like it just totally made sense.
What we need is a keyboard that has one key. If we can get down to that, we'll be good.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah. Can you imagine?
I guess
Okay, you
and
got to
a
press
few
the
shifts.
Control Alt Shift and oh, it's like well, okay, you need more than 10 fingers for this. That's too much.
Hey,
Yeah.
someone should make a T9 version of the Sinclair keyboard where
oh
you
boy.
you press it several times in a row to go between the letter, the keyword.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh
you get
no.
started on that, Ryan.
Yeah, that would be like an old phone kind of thing with the
Yes.
numbers at 3 letters. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, that'd be tedious. No
Well, does
thanks.
anyone else have any questions for Chris? I mean, everyone else has been kind of quiet, and I always, jabber. So I'm sure there's some people here who must have some questions for him. Has anyone else used their Byte Power and loaded it up? Because I've done it before.
Well, if I remember correctly, the Proud Publishing software, Frank used that for a short time.
The
The
print thing.
the
Yeah,
print factory.
yeah, I think Frank used that a little bit.
Do you know what he used it for, Paul?
Um, I think mainly in the start was our user group newsletter.
Okay.
Yep, I can totally see that. Yeah, yeah, because I mean, that's exactly what it was for. That type of stuff, like a page setter.
Hmm.
So I saw it the other day when I was looking at it. I was like, how did we even work with that size screen? It's so small. Like you couldn't put much on there, but you could scroll, you could do whatever you wanted, put the graphics and stuff like that. So I mean, it got us where we needed to be at the time. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Well,
diversity of stuff is just amazing to me. But
just this week, actually, we had a member of our group, Tim. I don't think he's on the meeting right
no,
now.
Tim's not here today.
Yeah, but he made using emulators. He made a what is it, 7-page newsletter for the ZX81, but he did it all on on the emulated 81,
right,
and it looks pretty damn good. It has screenshots and yeah, yeah. Maybe David, you can find a link to that and put it in the notes, and Chris can check it out one of these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
But
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, sometimes I think Tim's crazy for doing that. When I say think, I mean he is. When he watches this video, he can appreciate that. Um, but but he made a whole bunch of articles, and it was just a one-off newsletter just for fun.
yeah,
Yeah, but it
But
was
yeah.
fun to
I
read.
mean,
Tim's been involved for a really long time. Like, Tim in the 80s, he was worked for the military, and so he moved around a bit. Uh, but he was in DC, for instance, for a couple years, and he edited the Capital Area Timex Sinclair user group's newsletter for a while, and then moved around, and eventually landed out in California, back home for him. He's originally from California, and he had he bypassed the 2068. He had one for a few months, and it kind of died on him. So he went from the 81 to the QL,
Oh,
and
okay.
he produced this electronic newsletter for the QL for a number of years. And it was he had the same kind of challenges you did in terms of like he was doing it by himself and sometimes he get a little help from other folks. So there'd be, sometimes these big gaps
Yeah.
in time. And then about 10 or so years ago, he started doing an electronic newsletter called ZX Zine. And again, doing it by himself, he's like writing the articles. And as he develops enough material, he puts it out in a PDF.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and then,
And a
has
print
to have it.
one. And he did a print one last year.
Yeah, yeah. And we did a print run of number 11 last year. And to um sorry. Uh this year he was inspired by this zine that a guy named Andre Baune from Chateauguay uh in Quebec had produced back in 91. And the Andre's newsletter was a threefold that he produced on the 81. And so each
Right.
fold was the width of a 2040 printout, right? So he did it on his 81, printed it out, made a threefold brochure, essentially, did 5 issues of that. And so Tim figured I'm gonna do. He brought up a 81 emulator and a word processor, and typed out his articles in this thing,
All
because
on the
and that
81, which is just
all on yeah
monstrous.
yeah, and
Yeah.
this word processor does um it would let you do 60 up to 64 characters, on a
And
line.
lowercase too.
And in lowercase, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Andres is
Yeah.
all uppercase,
Hmm.
and Tim's is in nice mixed case. And then he illustrated it with these um, uh, Mandelbrot Julia set graphics, um, and then exported all this and laid it out in an open source desktop publishing program on his Linux machine. The program is called Scribus or Scribus. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But like Adam said, 7 pages. It came out really nice. I just put a link to it rather, in
Okay.
the chat. Um, but it sort of give you uh, uh, a sense of how prolific Tim is. I use WordPress for my website, and I've got a couple categories for tagging, and one of my tag sets is people. And WordPress will give you, underneath the tag box, it'll give you some suggestions, and the suggestions are based on how many instances of that tag have already been used. So like the most popular one will be the first one. Tim is my first tag under the people box. And he's got, I don't know, 400 and some odd. I couldn't even tell you. His page is long.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
page on my website is really long just because of how much stuff he's done. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
cool.
the crazy thing is, Chris, is, people, there are folks here today in this meeting who I'm just bringing up the chat list, not the chat list, the participant list rather. Okay, so Jeff K, Jeff's an early Sinclair person. Joe's an early Sinclair person. Leroy, Mike, Rich, Ryan, Paul, and the other person he mentions, Frank. They had a business called Mechanical Affinity back in the 80s where they sold stuff,
Yeah.
Um, and I'm an early person. I got a 1000 back in, I feel like it was 82 or something, but and then we have a
Yeah.
couple, new to the fold-ish people, right? Like
Yeah.
Peyton is only within the past couple years. Adam was on the Yahoo groups list
Yeah.
for a
But
long
still, I
time.
mean, I wasn't back in the 80s or the
But he's
90s.
not
So,
right.
yeah.
Adam's not completely not capital OG, capital G.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
I'm a
but
poser.
he is still pretty old school. Yeah. Um, and there's Gustavo, for instance. Um, is part of is in Argentina. So when, Timex went out of business, right? They sold a whole bunch of their stuff in Argentina, and Gustavo is one of those folks who, sort of look a bit lucky beneficiary of that. There's another guy in Argentina, Ricardo, who is responsible for designing this piece of hardware, which uses a Raspberry Pico Pi and lets you load and save to an SD card. Um, and
That's cool.
Gustavo is responsible for the ROM modifications in the 2068 that make that possible. And this is all within the past 5 years. The COVID is when Ricardo really had the time to start working on this.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 5 years. Yeah,
But Gustavo's code, Gustavo,
Yep.
his ROM operating system that is used for this, he started 40 years ago. So it's crazy.
yeah,
There's people
yeah.
who are really enthusiastic and
Yes.
come here every 2 weeks.
Let me explain a brief. I developed this operating system, the TPI commands, when never exists any storage for the Timex. As you use tape, I really used tape in the beginning, but after 1 year of the user, I deployed my own storage system. And I need to send the commands from the Timex to the CPM machine. And I create the interface for both sides and also the operating system modification to save and load the program from a hard drive. That's why that's the initial TPI command use was in 85. Yeah, the finished version working was in 85.
Right. 40 years. Literally.
Yeah, yeah,
It's insane.
yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, those are the diehards. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
us.
yeah.
And this year with David, we introduced the first 32K in ROM operating system for the Timex. 16K home, 16K XROM. This is the first modification that use full capacity of the ROM storage area and the Timex.
Yeah, and
Sounds very, very cool.
yeah, I mean the stuff that these guys are doing is
Yeah, stuff that I
amazing.
missed out on.
Yeah, right. So you should get a 2068 so that you can,
Go to your dad's house after the meeting.
You know what? I am going to go. I've been wanting to go back. Like I haven't been able to drive for a bit, so it's been a little bit difficult for me to go. But and usually when we meet at a restaurant or something like that, so I don't get to really go there. But next time I'm there, I'm going, Dad, this is gonna have to wait 5 minutes. I got to go downstairs to see if I can find that thing, because if I can find the Larkin system and all that, I'm definitely I'm gonna create a Spectrum Timex Sinclair cave in this in this place, because I think that'd be kind of cool.
and we could use a resident Larkin expert.
Yeah, that's I mean I would have to refamiliarize myself with it, but it was actually fairly simple.
It was a nice system.
Yeah, it was a fairly simple system to use software wise, at least anyways.
Yeah.
Hardware wise, I mean, I never really had any issues with the drives themselves, like finding dual sided or whatever double density drives and stuff like that. So it was never a real issue.
Did it take off
didn't
the
work,
shelf?
I should say.
Did it take off the shelf drives? Is that what it
Yeah,
used?
yeah.
Or?
You could probably use a GoTech with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We like I said, it was just regular drives at the time, like like you put in your IBM PC, like your half height drive or even your full height drive, if you that's all you had, but it would work. It was great.
As
And
long
it
as
was
it
way
used
faster.
the drive used that standard, drive interface thing,
Mhm.
you could use anything from 3 to 8 with the Larkin,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
Oh, we can port the magazine to the TS Pico very easy. We need to bypass the high-speed loader, and that's it.
Yep.
Because it's simple.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult. Like once you get into the program to be able to save it normally, because it will not save. Like when you save it, it will not save in high speed.
Right.
It was only for like it's a one-way kind of thing. It's a one-way valve, so it's like it takes it like we save it, but the loader itself, I believe, is only just to save it,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
that's available for. You're saying that someone's saying for the 2068.
Yeah,
That's
Mike is saying he had a Larkin system for his 2068.
oh, okay, yeah. That's that was a good system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to speak up for the Oliger system.
Which was also pretty nifty. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what I used to do, I used to get a punch and punch the 5 1/4 discs and use the other side of it.
Yep. Yep.
Did,
You
did
used to do that too.
did you just have a single-sided drive then, Mike?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
So
they call those
the
flippies, I think.
that's
They
all
call
I
them
could
flippies.
afford. And
floppies.
Fli-
Floppies.
Well, I mean, I think they call them flippies when you did that. Like when you
Oh,
punch
well,
the
maybe.
hole. Yeah, I think they
I
were
was
nicknamed
thinking that you
flippies.
were getting it wrong, going like,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
they're called flippies. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
now you're showing your age. Flippies.
No.
I still
Like,
had the
okay,
punch.
he's a young one. He's a young one, grasshopper.
Adam looks younger than he is.
Yeah.
Yes, apparently I'm told.
He's got the youthful preservation going on.
The preservation, yeah.
Mhm.
It's a moisturizer. Yes, that's what it
Right,
is.
yes.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. The flipping, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah, I used to do that all the time, especially when we first started. But we used to do that too on the IBM computers.
Cool. Very cool. I was hoping but I'm not complaining at all. Because we can talk about it on the upcoming Monday, but I was hoping we'd talk a little bit about the upcoming Vintage Computer Festival. Where's it fair? I don't know what they call the one. There's one in New Jersey in April. And I'm gonna go there and, get a table and show us off. And I want to show off. Really, it's one thing to, look at these old computers. To me, that's kind of there's a certain limit to how these old computers are interesting. And what I'm really more interested in is, the opportunity to tell the story. The kind of thing, Chris, that you just talked about, this whole community that developed around these computers, and how people really latched onto them and stayed with them and how they ended up using them and stuff. So anyway, I have a whole bunch of ideas that I want to, try to put together for that one. And then I'm also going to go to VCF Midwest, which is in September, and do the same thing. For the folks who go to the big show in the Midwest. The one in New Jersey is kind of small. It's in a couple conference rooms that I think would fit in the corner of the space that Midwest occupies. Anyway, we can talk
Yeah,
about
the
that.
Midwest show was, I mean, I've looked at some videos of, because I attended that obviously with you last year.
Yeah.
And I looked at some videos and there's so much stuff. And I walked around that place. I mean, I left our table and we were there for 2 days and I missed so many things. Like, I think the thing I would have liked to have seen the most there was like they had the actual like PCBs that they used that were the custom chips for the Amiga 1000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, those were there. Like obviously they weren't working, but they were on display. And I wish I'd seen them because I've seen them in pictures and they're kind of infamous because they're usually known to be the last custom chips built for a computer that were done in, just components. And they're huge. They're like many feet across for each one. And I just wish I'd seen it since the Amiga was such a love of mine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Maybe that person will bring them again to a future
Maybe so, yeah.
Midwest. Yeah, yeah. Um, and as Adam mentioned, a bunch of us went to VCF Midwest, which was also cool because it was just an opportunity because, we've been meeting on Zoom for 5+ years now, and to get to hang out in person with y'all
Yeah.
that was fantastic. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too.
I mean, seeing all the old hardware, that's cool, but there's only so much
Right.
old computers can really do for you.
Yeah, and you
My
you went
favorite
out
part.
all out. You actually had banners made up and everything for the table.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I mean, really to me, the computers are fantastic. But for the people who are not Timex owners who didn't, sort of live trying to type on a doorstop, um, they have this no appreciation for just how, sort of vibrant and resilient, the Timex community was and still is. I mean, we regularly have anywhere between, 15 and 20 people at these Zoom meetings,
Mhm.
and the list that I send it out to, the list of people who receive the Zoom announcements is over 200, and so there's, people who are interested in knowing that the meeting happens, but not wanting to come. That's cool. Um,
Yeah.
and then there's a list, of people who've come to the website and said, yeah, I want to know, send me your newsletter. And that's over 400 right now. It's almost 500 folks, um, for a
Well, how
computer
often
that
is your site how often is your site visited, David?
that's a really good question that I have no answer
Oh,
to because
oh,
I,
that's like me. I don't know about my site either, so
I'm super
I don't
lazy when it
look.
comes to
Yeah, yeah.
analytics.
I don't either.
Really, really lazy.
Uh-huh.
I don't even think I know I did install the Google tracking code. I should go look someday, but it's not a big motivation for me.
I understand. Yeah.
I know that folks come, I know that they find it useful because I hear about it.
Hmm.
I hear from Chris, I hear from um, I heard the other day from some guy in England who put up a bunch of there was a newsletter for English ham radio enthusiasts who were also Sinclair users. And he had a whole bunch of issues and he put them up on eBay and he's like, if you're interested, and it's like he wanted $30, but the shipping would have been $130. And I was like, I'm not that interested.
Wow.
Um, so hopefully somebody who picked those up will archive them, but that's not me, that's somebody.
Mhm.
But yeah, and lots of people watch these videos. I mean, it's there's at least a comment or two per video that we post, and this one's probably going to get a couple comments just because it's one of those subjects where it kind of blows people's minds.
Yeah.
Um,
David, in the description for this video, since we basically talked to Chris the entire time,
yeah,
because normally we talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but maybe you can, because I made posts last year and the year before, maybe not in 2025, but in 2023 and 2024, I made posts about Byte Power
yeah,
when
yeah.
I was
I'll make sure
exploring the
we link
catalog that you
your.
had.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to put some of those links in there.
Was it a nice thing that you said about me?
He said it was
It was the
terrible. It was
best.
the
I
worst
said
thing
I've
you ever
never. I'm
saw.
going to get rid of my PC. Who needs Windows? Byte Power all the way.
He's such a good liar. Oh my gosh.
But at the time, until like I said, I thought it was ST Class Magazine. So I thought you guys, I really thought like that's you were basing it on
You weren't
the
the only one.
yeah,
Like I
that's
said, like
interesting.
throughout the years, yeah, we had to deal with that.
That
Yeah.
is such a funny thing. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Actually, I just find it funny that you mentioned that now because we were talking about that like the other day with my
Oh,
son
really?
because he didn't see it either.
Oh,
He did not see it, so I had to explain it to him as well. I'm like going, okay, so it's not you people, it's just us. We just didn't see it.
So real quick, also, our next meeting is Monday, February 2nd, which apparently is also Groundhog Day. Um,
haven't we
Oh,
had that
might
meeting
repeat
already?
itself.
exactly, exactly. This meeting will repeat, uh-huh,
Yeah, every day.
every day, until we get it right. And that's one of the evening meetings. That's at 9 p.m. So, yeah.
Hey, David,
Yes, sir.
that would be uh February 2nd.
February 2nd. That's right.
Oh,
Ryan, thank you. Let me spotlight you for a second here, Ryan.
That's a nice
oh,
calendar.
Yes. So Ryan, um, you've done this for a couple years. You've made a little calendar that, uh, runs on a program. I'm assuming in your emulator, in
Yeah.
Fuse, right? And in the
Well, it'll run
past,
on the it'll run on the real thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But in the past, and then you've used, last year I think it was you used these different kind of graphics. But this year you went out and downloaded some pictures and ran them through the ZX Spectrumizer in order to turn them into black and white.
Yeah, and
Um,
I had to modify that
Yep. And so the funny
because
thing is, I
I looked.
forgot that I am a GitHub follower of ZX Spectrumizer. So this morning comes through your patch and the acceptance by the person who maintains it of ZX Spectrumizer.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. Uh, and if you want to download and print these calendars that Ryan made, give me 1 second and I will find
Uh,
the
that's
link.
us in my bedroom,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
You have the here we go. Okay.
That
Uh
would use up all the ink on the first dot matrix I had.
Absolutely. Yes. And that's the goal. Okay, so there's the link to in the chat to Ryan's calendar. There's actually two versions. One which has, like Ryan's showing now, these sort of close-up, cropped
Hmm.
versions of the pictures. And then there's another version where like with the 2068 where it'll show the uh full version of the
Yeah.
computer.
I like the one the cropped version better because you get better
It
more
does look
details.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very well done. Yeah, I saw
yeah,
it yesterday.
yeah.
I was on the website trying to prepare for this. I noticed the calendar, so it was pretty cool.
And I got the program up on my GitHub too.
Right, right. Yeah. I'll update your entry to point to that GitHub so that folks can use the ZX Spectrumizer with your customizations. Um, yeah, Ryan, you are pretty active in the intersection of the Spectrum and Unix. I think that's the best way to.
Well, I like to think of it more as, you know, continuing writing software.
Mhm.
Um, so that's, I resurrected. So this one I had to recreate an old program. I, for some reason, couldn't find the old version I had, but I had the calendar program from the Fort Worth tape, and that was the nut of this, and the rest was pretty easy to put in there. And so, and I had the font too, the font that I had created for it.
Oh, for the
Um,
the month names.
yeah, and then so I said, well, the rest I could recreate, and that's what I did, and then kind of tweaked it each year a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Well,
Is
with
there
that
anything we
said,
have on the agenda for next month?
yeah, so I want to talk about the VCF stuff,
Okay.
both of the VCFs, because as I said, I sent out an email earlier to the email list. I want to, you know, Old Computers is one thing. Representing what the community is actually doing these days
How's
is
the
going to be really cool.
2060?
Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
How's the when any new info on the 2060?
Uh, the
Uh,
the
the
Jeff
BEU.
Jeff's working on the hardware. He had to do some PCB revisions, and he's got his second round of circuit boards in. Joe is working on the enclosure. He sent me some 3D files rather to to do test prints of the enclosure. And once Ricardo and Ryan agree that the actually Ricardo's working on giving us some test versions of the Pico software. Once we get those all sort of signed off on, then the software side of that is going to start in earnest. Um, but yeah, uh, it's proceeding. It's just going to take a long time because it's a big project. It's more challenging than the Pico. It's just got, it doesn't have moving parts, but it has more moving parts in essence. Best way to express it. But it certainly looks cool.
Well, if and when it comes out, it's going to have come out, and Timex couldn't do that. So
yeah. No,
yeah,
it'll come out.
yeah.
We'll make it happen. It just might not be, in the next 10 minutes.
We go a minute.
Give us 20 minutes. Yes. Yeah. On that note, thank you all. Thank you, Chris, for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome.
Chris will be in touch. I'll reach out to you about where to drop your stuff, and we'll figure out the physical materials and that kind of thing.
Yeah. And Chris, if you can get your brother to want to join a meeting,
that would be hilarious.
That would be cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I'll
he
make
has
sure that he's like in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah. I will let him know that he was missed. And
he'll be able to
thank
watch
you guys
this.
for-
This will be posted to YouTube before too long.
Yeah. So no, but I just wanted to thank you guys for humoring me. Letting me talk your ear off for a good chunk of the meeting. But I do wish you guys success in whatever you're going to be doing. I'll send as much stuff as I can on my side, and you guys do whatever you need to do with it. Hopefully I'll be able to join you again. Maybe when Eric decides to join, so that way we can take up 4 hours instead of 2.
It'd also be nice if when that happens, if the other articles and programs have been archived on David's site, then maybe we can check out some of those together.
That's
too.
up to David. I'll send him the stuff as soon as he sends me the link, and I'll be good to go.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, guys. It's very nice
everyone.
to meet you, all of you.
Thanks.
All right.